And welcome to Whittles Field here in Millersville, where tonight Archbishop Spalding looks to win its sixth consecutive game as they take on Gilman here this evening, as we are about 7 minutes away from kickoff here in Millersville tonight. Gilman, of course, winning its first two games of the season against Concordia Prep and then Archbishop Curley, and ran into former Navy assistant Napoleon Sykes and the Lawrenceville School up in New Jersey. Also losing to Mount St. Joe. They come in with a record of 3-3. And the Cavaliers on homecoming night enter the field at 5-1 on the strength of that 5-game winning streak, losing to Don Bosco of New Jersey in their first game. And since then, it has been the Malik Washington to Max Moss show. That combination is as potent as any in high school football, not only here in the greater Baltimore, D.C. area, but just about anywhere in the country with these two and the chemistry that they have. Moss comes in averaging 132.3 yards per game. And, of course, Malik Washington, the sophomore trigger man, you see him right there, number 4, getting ready to go out for the coin toss. As impressive a young quarterback as we have in the Baltimore-Washington metropolitan area here for head coach Kyle Schmidt in this area. Meanwhile, for Gilman coming in tonight, you lose to Mount St. Joe 35-14, and you have the wins against teams that certainly have a little bit of an edge over in terms of Curley and Boys Latin in terms of classification within the MIAA. The Concordia Prep win is a good one. Former Navy assistant Joe Battaglia, the coach at Concordia. That's a good ball club that Gilman knocked off in the opener this year by a count of 27-21. Let's take a look at our keys to the game here on this Friday night. For the Cavaliers, it's easy. You've won 5 games in a row. Everybody's patting you on the back, telling you how good you are. Can you maintain focus against an MIAA A-conference foe here that, if you don't play your best, is capable of getting the victory here? And if you're Spalding, you want to deliver the first blow. Get that first score on the board. Make Gilman play catch-up with you here tonight. Don't wait for them to dictate the game to you. You want to be able to dictate it to them. Meanwhile, on the Gilman side, if defensively, they must limit the explosive plays between Malik Washington and Max Moss. I mean, if they're going to win this game, that's absolutely a must here tonight. And they're going to have to play mistake-free football. They're not going to be able to put the football on the ground. They're not going to be able to commit turnovers, give Spalding short fields in which to work with. If Gilman can do that here this evening, they're going to have a chance to stay in this game at least. And if you're Gilman, all you're hoping for is to have a shot here in the fourth quarter where you only have to make one play to perhaps win the football game. Of course, our last broadcast here was it was an incredible football game. Ematep from Philadelphia down here against Spalding. Cavaliers been on the road since then. And that night, again, it was Washington to Moss, who went up between two defenders to rescue the football. And those defenders couldn't compete with him physically. They both fell to the ground. And Max was able to take it the rest of the way for the game-winning touchdown for Spalding. And, since then, they've been away from Whittles Field here and taking their tackle on the road, so to speak. Obviously, wins over Calvert Hall, Pilati. Calvert Hall win impressive, 42-7. So Kyle Schmidt's club, since that loss to Don Bosco, has been able to find itself a little bit and play some very impressive football. The offense has been percolating. The defense has been outstanding, as they're just not giving up any points. Gilman wins the toss, and the Greyhounds will receive here this evening, wearing their all-white with that outstanding G logo on the side of the helmet. Cavaliers in that Wisconsin look with the all-red jerseys, the red pants, and the white trim with the white helmets, and the AS interlocked on the sides of the helmet. Coming up here from Millersville, we will have this evening's national anthem. We'll wait for the band to finish their serenade here to get started. Then we'll have the national anthem and have the opening kickoff coming up here tonight from Whittles Field. Defensively for the Cavaliers, last time we saw them, we saw Keyshawn Flowers right there, number 16. Young fellow played a dynamite football game. P.J. Pokeness with 51 tackles leading the way for the Cavaliers on the season. That linebacking crew for the Cavaliers is pretty potent so far this year. They've been one of the main reasons why this defense has just not given up a lot since that Don Bosco game. Ematep, of course, an incredibly talented team that came in here with a great defensive line on that Friday night. And since then, Cavaliers have been able to own it. Braden Morocco been terrific from the defensive line spot. Comes in with 4 sacks so far on the season.
Join us in prayer. Lord, thank you for the joy of sport, for the challenge to our student athletes, for the camaraderie of the school community, and for the opportunity to celebrate your love and grace. Heavenly Father, you are our inspiration and companion. Keep us safe throughout the contest and throughout the course of this homecoming weekend. Loving God, forever guide our hearts and minds into the way of peace. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. At this time, please stay standing as Spalding senior Katie Kroc sings the national anthem.
Katie Kroc with our national anthem here from Millersville tonight as we get set for the Cavaliers and the Gilman Greyhounds coming up here this evening. As we said last Friday, Mount St. Joe got the best of Gilman by a count of 35-14. Gilman's lost 2 in a row, lost to Pilate 30-14 as well. Cavaliers last time out, 29-6 victory over those same Pilate Panthers. Cavaliers will kick off, moving left to right here in this first quarter of play. Patrick Claiborne, the kicker, getting set to tee it up.
Number 30, Patrick Claiborne to kick off.
Back deep for Gilman, Amir Arnold, number 4, and Dewan Lane, number 10. Where's Gilman with a pretty famous lane of late. Rayon Lane playing for the Navy Midshipmen, starting at safety on their defense as they take on Tulsa and Annapolis tomorrow at 3:30. We are underway. Claiborne's kick into the end zone for the touchback. You have a weapon like that. Patrick Claiborne did that in that Ematep game. Never really allowed Ematep's athletes to have an opportunity on special teams that entire ball game. You have a high school kicker that can kick the ball in the end zone. That is a weapon indeed. So the Greyhounds take the field in the all-white uniforms, the white helmets. Led here by senior captain Matt Parker at quarterback. Parker working out of the shotgun. Parker slings it out right side. Good gain on first down. As he throws it on the outside to DeJuan Lane.
Number 10, tackled by number 7, Jaden Ship.
Ship out there on the perimeter to make the stop. Gain up to the 26-yard line, gain of 6. It'll bring up 2nd down and 4. And again, that's exactly what the doctor ordered for Gilman. You want to do that, you get 6 on first down, you're going to be in business. 2nd down and 4. Parker rolling out here to the left, throws, and it's going to be incomplete. Diving attempt by the sophomore, Cameron Brown, pleading his case to the official. He thought he got his hands underneath the ball. The incomplete pass makes it 3rd down and 4. Just underway here from Millersville. See our great sponsors that allow you to have Archbishop Spalding football live and in living color on YouTube on our Friday night home games. 3rd down and 4. Parker under pressure, and he's going to go down in the backfield. Just as we talked about, Keyshawn Flowers, the linebacker, sprinting through that time, knocks him down all the way back at the 17-yard line. It'll be a loss of 9 on the sack for Flowers.
Number 21 to punt.
So it'll bring up 4th down and 13. And we've got illegal procedure on Gilman.
Against the Greyhound.
So that'll back them up. The up back, Tyler Brown for Spalding, standing at his own 40-yard line here. Awaiting the punt from Oliver Beatty. And it's a low kick. Somehow Spalding didn't block it. Brown picks it up at the 40. Gets outside 35. Trying to get to the numbers 30. Flag is down on the play. He's going to take it to the end zone. A flag down, though, back at the 33-yard line. Let's see what this is all about here. Tyler Brown with a 40-yard return. Looks like it's going to be negated here. We've got multiple flags down. We got one meeting going on down at the 15-yard line, and we got another flag at the 33-yard line where 2 of Spalding's linemen are standing at as they figure this out right here. Well, personal foul. That's a roughing the kicker against Spalding.
Running into the kicker and holding on the return.
So the roughing the kicker penalty negates the return and gives the ball back to Gilman because it was a personal foul. It's the 15-yard penalty. Now, because of the illegal procedure on the play before, the 15 yards on the walk-off, remember under high school federation rules, there they go, and they finally moved the chains up. So, new life for Gilman on the roughing penalty against the Cavaliers. Line of scrimmage will be the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 for Gilman. And now we've got a flag down from the referee. It's going to be a false start on Gilman. So as they get the mistake from Spalding, and this is what we talked about for Gilman. Gilman, you get the big penalty from Spalding, but yet you give 5 yards right back. We talked about that in our keys to the game, having to play mistake-free football, and right now neither team doing that here in the early going. Marcus Walker is the single setback behind Parker, the quarterback. Parker 1 for 2 on the first drive. Brings a man in motion. Jet sweep coming to the outside. The Spalding defense waiting on that. Good contain here on the near side by Trent Gillis to make the stop on Jackson Cheatham. Line of scrimmage will be the 21. Loss of 1. It'll bring up second down at 16. Ball back at the 21. And again, when you get jet sweep, that contain is the most important thing if you're a Cavalier defender. Parker out of the gun. Second down and 16 at the 21-yard line. Looking to throw. Pressure comes, and he's going to be sacked on the play. Gio Boone coming in uncontested on the right side. And Boone lowers the boom back at the 14-yard line. There'll be a loss of 7. It'll be third down at 23.
Third and 25. Make some noise, Cavalier fans.
Second sack of the game so far for the Cavaliers. That's what we talked about. This is why this 5-game winning streak has happened here for the Cavaliers since that Don Bosco game. The defense has just been lethal. Parker, draw play up the middle, gets to the 15-yard line. First carry of the game for Marcus Walker. Walker gets it out to the 15-yard line, and it'll bring up a fourth down and 22 on the gain of 1. Of course, last time the snap was low, and because of that, it was a very low kick by Oliver Beatty. Good snap this time. Beatty gets it away. Doesn't go very far. Spalding guys got to get out of the way, though, because if that hits them while they're trying to block somebody, it would end up being Gilman ball. It rolls dead at the 40-yard line. So with 8:41 to go here in the first quarter, Cavalier offense will take over. And, of course, that means the outstanding sophomore signal caller, Malik Washington. Line of scrimmage is the 40-yard line. Walsh resets, 3 receivers now to the left. Washington looks underneath, has his man Brown at the 35. Stiff arms a man out of the way, up the sideline and knocked out of bounds. Steps out of bounds at the 27-yard line. It'll be a gain of 13 and a first down for the Cavaliers. Yet another good short pass for Washington outside the numbers from the near side hash mark. Handoff inside. Gets inside the 25-yard line.
Number 6, Hakeem Sims up the middle.
Hakeem Sims comes in averaging 82 yards per contest. Gets it down to the 23-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4. Second out at 6 coming up for Spalding. At the Gilman 23 from the right hash mark. Washington out of the gun, claps the hands and takes the snap. He looks right for Brown. Pump and go for Brown, looking into the end zone just off his right hand as he outstretched to the far side.
Pass intended for Brown, incomplete.
Nice pump and go route. Good coverage on the play, though, in the back corner there. Not to fall for the fake that time by Amir Arnold. Sophomore defensive back for Gilman. That'll bring up third down and 6 now for the Cavaliers at the Gilman 23-yard line. There you see Malik Washington. Back to throw. Throws underneath. Has a completion. Good move to the outside. 10, down to the 5, and knocked out of bounds. His number 1 receiver, Max Moss, with his first catch of the night. They will spot the football at the, we'll call it the 6-yard line. So a gain of 17 and a first and goal for the Cavaliers. Washington, Sims, left side, cuts it back up the middle. Hakeem Sims into the end zone. 6 yards for the Spalding touchdown. So Hakeem Sims as they get the ball into the red zone. Sims gets the job done on the ground. And the Cavaliers on the board here with 7:49 to go in this first quarter. Extra point on the way. And that ball lands on the runway at BWI on the kick by Patrick Claiborne. So with 7:49 to go here in the first quarter, Cavaliers leading it by a score of 7-0 as Hakeem Sims gets the ball into the end zone there for the Cavaliers. As we said, you got that high-octane passing attack with Washington and Moss and Brown, but Hakeem Sims really giving them some semblance of balance to that short passing attack, averaging 82 yards a game on the ground. Make things that much more difficult for defenses to prepare. 4-play drive for the Cavaliers. Covers 40 yards. And they score in 52 seconds. Kyle Schmidt's team doing exactly what we said in the keys to the game. Deliver that first blow. And they've done that here against Gilman. Claiborne's kick, again, ends up in the end zone. As usual, tell you what, Patrick Claiborne's got a Division I leg. There's no doubt about that. Your kickoffs are going into the end zone. It's good in the field goal PAT game. So Gilman will take over at the 20-yard line. Sacks already in this first quarter defensively for Flowers and Boone for the Cavaliers. There you see Trent Gillis, the defensive back. Had great contain on the jet sweep earlier on that first drive. As now the Greyhounds take over. 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. 7:49 to go here in the first. Man in motion, the hand to Walker going left side. Gets across the 20, up to the 21-yard line. It'll be a gain of 1. Gio Boone on the stop for the Cavaliers. Gilman for several years, the legendary program under the great Biff Poggi, had unbelievable staff, led by the great former Baltimore Colt Joe Ehrman. Pressure again, gets it away just in time. Trying to throw it out here on the near side to Cam Custis. Gio Boone with the pressure that time on Parker, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 9 yards to go. Parker now 1 for 3 in the contest. 3rd down and 9 from the far hash. Man coverage out here on the outside if Parker has time. He'll look to the far side, throws underneath. Diving reception on the far side by Clayton Badley.
4th down by number 25, Elijah Jones.
Gets up to the 24-yard line. It'll be a gain of 3, and it'll bring up a 4th down at 6 from the 24-yard line. It's a great grab by Badley on the outside. The numbers there. Diving on the far side, but not enough for the 1st down. Another punt for Oliver Beatty. Tyler Brown standing at his own 45-yard line. High snap, ball away, and a much better kick this time. Brown backing up from his 36, calls for the fair catch, and the Cavaliers will have it there to start the drive. So again, the defense gets it back for the Cavaliers here. Officially, they'll spot it on the 35 as his momentum carried him backwards there. Good punt by Beatty. 41 yards on the boot. Cavaliers take over 1st and 10. They scored in their first drive, 4 plays, 40 yards in 52 seconds. Malik Washington out of the gun. Sims the single setback. Moss in motion. Makes 3 receivers now on the far side. They'll give it to Sims running that way. Hakeem up to the 40. Sidesteps a man. Runs out of bounds. They will spot him at the 41-yard line. Gain of 6 for Sims. It'll bring up second down and 4.
Set out by number 8 for the Greyhounds.
So second down and 4 from the 41. 3 receivers to the left. Washington looks that way, sets up the screen. Outside the numbers, R.J. Newton's got it. Takes it down inside the 45 of Gilman. They're going to spot him at the 42-yard line. That's a gain of 17 and a first down. First and 10 Cavaliers from the Gilman 42. You're going to send Moss off for a play, or make a Newton off for a play for maybe equipment here. We'll see. So first and 10 at the 42. Clock moving, just under 6 to go here in the first. Cavaliers up 7-0. Washington scrambles out of the pocket, rolls to his right, throws, underthrows Tyler Brown down at the 28-yard line, incomplete. It'll bring up second and 10.
Tyler Brown incomplete.
That's the thing about this Cavalier offense. You've got a receiving core so deep. It's not just Moss. You got Newton, you got Brown, you got Jamison Kaufman, the tight end who flanks out here to the right. Malik Washington looks left, throws underneath. Has the completion to R.J. Newton.
Correction, number 11, R.J. Newton.
Gets it down to the 37. It'll be a gain of 5. It'll bring up third down and 5 at the 37-yard line. Good open field tackle that time on Newton by Cameron Brown for Gilman. Third down and 5 coming up here for Spalding. Washington claps the hands and takes the snap. Pressure comes, loaded up, going down for Newton. He's got it. Touchdown Cavaliers. Malik Washington with pressure coming from the edge to his left. Throws a beautiful pass to R.J. Newton for the completion and a touchdown. It covers 37 yards, and the Cavaliers score again. A 5-play drive goes 65 yards. R.J. Newton, who had a great catch earlier in the drive. Claiborne's extra point is up, and it is good. So we're talking about, just because Max Moss averages 132 a game, Malik Washington's got some incredible weapons. No doubt about it. And that guy right there is one of them, R.J. Newton. Great size. That time ran a great route. Made a terrific catch on just a perfect throw by Malik Washington. And that focus, when you're winning games like that, keeping that focus each and every time out, because you know you're getting everybody's best shot. And that's been the impressive thing about this Spalding team since that Don Bosco game. And perhaps it was probably a good thing that Imhotep Charter was there before they got into the MIAA schedule, because it forced Spalding to play another great opponent and raise its level of play. And since then, they have been rolling. Claiborne to kick off. And yet again into the red-painted end zone. On the turf here at Whittles Field, and the Cavaliers leading it by a count of 14-0. Gotta love Max Moss running down on teams, picks up the ball in the end zone, and he'll run it all the way back here to the other side of the field. He does it all. So Parker brings out the Gilman offense. First and 10 from its own 20-yard line. Walker the single setback. Man in motion. It'll be a give to Walker up the middle. Gets across the 20 up to the 21. It'll be a gain of 1. Gio Boone at the bottom of the pile with P.J. Pokness for the Cavaliers. Gain of 1.
1 yard on the carry.
Brings up second down and 9. 3 receivers here to the near side for the Greyhounds. Parker with Walker the single setback. Long count, takes the snap, looks left now, looks back to his right and scrambles in that direction. And he's going to get pushed out of bounds on the far side by Damian Wilburn. And a flag down. It's going to be a holding call against Gilman. We'll see if Kyle Schmidt takes the down here. The scramble to the far side by Parker put it on the 25. It would be 3rd and 5. The referee talking to Kyle Schmidt. We'll see if they'll take the penalty, and it looks like they will take the walk-off. So the holding call against Gilman, this is what we talked about. Going to be tough enough for Gilman in this game as it is. You've already fallen behind. Too many sacks, too many penalties so far here by the Greyhounds. So the holding call backs it up here. Second down from the 8-yard line. Parker back to throw. Pressure coming, and he's going to be sacked on the play. Braden Morocco in the backfield.
Braden Morocco.
It's his 5th sack of the season. Back to the 3-yard line. Defense right now for Spalding is having its way. 3rd down. They need the 30-yard line for first down. 3rd down and 27. Handoff right side. Pokeness on the stop.
No gain on the carry. Taken down by number
Gilman
1.
that time taking the conservative route. Nadir Samuel on the carry. Gets a yard. And it'll bring up 4th and long here. Oliver Beatty's going to be standing along that back line. Referee telling him to watch your feet. He's looking down. Normally you have a 15-yard spread on the snap from the center, from the long snapper back to the punter. And that distance is much shorter. Spalding almost got the first one. Kick is high in the air and away. The punter tried to embellish. Oh, the referee's going to throw the flag. Wow. Beatty gets give Oliver Beatty an A for acting there. He simply dove down. He was not really run into, and the referee will throw the flag here. Almost a sympathy call for Gilman here. As Beatty turned around, he literally spun around and then dove backwards. So this will be a 15-yard walk-off if it is, again, the running into the kicker penalty. Let's see what we have. I mean, it was a great job by Beatty to sell it to the referee, but it's literally what he was doing. Gilman staff trying to ask him exactly what the protocol is here. The question's going to be, this is just running into the kicker. Do they want where the punt went, or do they want to punt it again with 5 yards up the field? This is where you start to get into the differences between the federation rules and obviously the rules we see at the different levels. And this is, it's running. It's a 5-yard penalty, so they're going to re-kick. So Beatty will kick again. 5-yard walk-off here against the Cavaliers. They throw the kicking ball back in here. So Beatty this time will get the full complement of the 15 yards from the long snapper. There you see Beatty's been a busy man in this first quarter. Another good kick. Tyler Brown's going to let it hit. And it'll go out of bounds, and Cavaliers will take over in Gilman territory at the 39-yard line. So, again, great field position for the Cavaliers with 2:52 to go here in this first quarter. Malik Washington, 4 for 5 so far here in the contest with a touchdown, hitting R.J. Newton for 37 yards on the last drive. Washington, 3-step drop, throws out here. He's got his man Moss, spins out to the outside 30. Stiff arms a man 20. Max Moss down the sideline. Touchdown, Cavaliers. But a flag is down. Back in the backfield, it will come back.
Holding against the Cavaliers.
A holding call against Spalding will bring back what would have been a 39-yard touchdown pass. And when you watch Max Moss, physically, you saw him as he was running back up the field. Just a big, strong guy. Stiff-armed the defender away. And went the rest of the way for 39 yards. But the holding call brings it back. And where that flag was thrown in the backfield, the walk-off is from there. So it's all the way back to the Spalding 47-yard line. Washington back to throw. 3 receivers right. He'll scramble out of the pocket left. Still looking downfield. Got a man crossing the field, and it's knocked away at the last minute.
Pass intended for number 8.
Trying to hit Kaufman, the tight end. Good defensive play there at that time by Alan Gashu to knock it away at the last minute. It'll bring up 2nd and long here for the Cavaliers. Screen out to the far side. Sims cutting it upfield. Still running, still on his feet, down to the 35-yard line. They'll spot him at the 34. Stop finally made by Jay Wilkerson. And now Spalding with a much more manageable.
Run by number 6, Keen Sims. Gain of 8.
Down to the 34-yard line. 3rd and 5. It'll be Sims on the carry. Breaks a tackle, has the first down. Breaks another tackle. Gets inside the 25, down to the 24-yard line. Amir Arnold on the stop. From the 24. 1st and 10 Spalding. Minute 45 to go. Clock on the move here first quarter. Give inside to Sims. And a good job defensively that time for the Greyhounds.
No gain on the carry.
Stepping in to make the tap, Carson Mingo. It'll be no gain. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. The ball at the Gilman 24. Pokeness in motion, now sets. Right side is a slot. Washington takes the snap. Play action. Going to roll out to his right. Pumps and goes down to the end zone. Moss, and he overthrows him. Max had gotten behind 2 defenders, but Malik Washington with a little bit too much on that. And the incomplete pass brings up 3rd down and 10 at the 24. Washington has Sims to his left. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right to the wide side of the field. Claps the hands, takes the snap, throws underneath, has the completion inside the 20-yard line. On the completion of Newton.
Pass complete to number 11, RJ.
Just down to the 17-yard line.
Gain of 8. Tackle by number 10.
7-yard gain brings up 4th and 3 now. So it'll bring up 4th and 3 now for the Cavaliers. They will go for it, and a Whistle sounds with 56 seconds remaining. Gilman jumps off sides, and that'll be an automatic first down
Against the Greyhounds.
by a penalty on the 5-yard walk-off. So the walk-off
First down, Cavaliers.
sends it down to the 11-yard line. 1st and 10 on the offsides. Washington gives Sims up the middle, inside the 10. Malik will get it down to the 9-yard line. It'll be a gain of 2, 2nd down, and 8 yards to go. Ian Evans on the stop for Gilman. Washington throws it out in the flat, diving into the end zone and barreling through is Kaufman for the touchdown. Jamison Kaufman takes the pass out in the flat and bulls his way into the end zone. And the Cavaliers, with 29 seconds to go here in this first quarter, increase the lead. So Malik with the touchdown pass to Kaufman. Claiborne's extra point may have gotten deflected there, and it's wide left, no good. So with 29 seconds to go in the first quarter, Spalding's lead sits at 20-0. So Malik Washington finding Kaufman there out in the flat, 8 yards away, and he does the rest.
Point after by Claiborne is good. With 29 seconds remaining in the first quarter, the Cavaliers lead Gilman 21-0.
So Claiborne ready to kick off here with 29 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Point after touchdown was no good. The score is 20-0.
Point after, no good.
Point after was partially blocked, and it ended up going wide left, so it's 20-0. Our score bug is plugged into the scoreboard. They incorrectly gave him the point. There you see it corrected now. 20-0. It's Claiborne on the approach from left to right. This one to be returned. Bringing it back to the 15, 20 up the middle, 25. And a good return right up the middle that time for the Greyhounds by Cameron Brown. Gives Gilman the field position at the 29-yard line.
Tackle on the play by number 8.
That'll be their best starting spot of this first quarter. The Cavaliers leading it by a count of 20-0. In fact, they're going to spot it on the 30. The umpire gives them the extra yard. Puts the tip of the ball on the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Greyhounds. Parker, the quarterback. Marcus Walker is the single setback. 3 receivers right, single to the left, near side of the field. Parker takes the snap, wants to throw, screen out to the far side. Gets a good block downfield, finally run out of bounds. On the pass completion to Amir Arnold. Good block down the field that time by Hayden Carpenter, the wide receiver leading the way for him. And Gilman gets it up to the 37-yard line. Gain of 7 on first down. .11 seconds remaining in the corner. 3 receivers to the near. Single receiver to the far. Walker, the single setback. Parker, back to pass. Pressure coming, and he's sacked on the play again. Second sack of the night for Keyshawn Flowers. So with good down and distance, Gilman 2nd and 3. Keyshawn Flowers, the linebacker, coming from the right side, and he gets the sack for the Cavaliers. His 2nd of the night, and already the 4th for the Cavalier defense back at the 30-yard line. End of one quarter here in Millersville. Spalding 20, Gilman nothing. Back with second quarter action in a moment from Millersville.
Hallmarks of a Spalding athlete. Are they able to compete at the highest level possible? Spalding is positioned very uniquely because they are in one of the best leagues in the state. When they're competing at a high level, that's big time.
It was always known as a great academic school, but we wanted to build a full-rounded school for student athletes. And we knew that they could get to where they're at today.
Since I've graduated from high school, I've watched the campus grow astronomically. Spalding, it laid a foundation for my understanding of teamwork, friendship, and things that were so much bigger than what happened on the basketball court.
They're challenging themselves academically.
Start of the second quarter, 20-0 Cavaliers. Third down and 10 for Matt Parker in the Gilman offense. He's going to scramble out to the left under pressure, tries to throw up the field, and a penalty flag is coming defensively against Spalding. Trent Gillis is going to be called at minimum for holding, if not pass interference. And a really unnecessary play by Gillis. He reached out and grabbed the receiver. That pass was going to be overthrown. So the holding call will move it up to the 40-yard line. That should be good enough for a first down. So the hold bails out Gilman here. And gives the Greyhounds a first down. Second first down of the night. First one, in fact, both of them have been by penalty. One for roughing the kicker, that time for defensive holding. Parker gives to Walker, right side. Marcus through the hole, outside the numbers, 50. Walker down the sideline into Spalding territory. Oh, what nice footwork to cut back inside the numbers. That's a great run from Marcus Walker that time. He'll get down to the 37-yard line. That's a gain of 23 for Marcus Walker. Easily the best play of the night for the Gilman offense. And it was a great job by Walker as he got close to the sideline. Stutter stepped with the feet, didn't run out of bounds, cut it back inside, picked up a nice chunk of yardage after that. Parker with the long count. Fakes right, wants to screen it out to Walker. Nice catch by Walker that time. Brings it in, cuts it back toward the numbers. He'll get down to the 32. A gain of 5 on the play. It'll bring up second down and 5. This is a great grab from Marcus Walker out there. Pass looked like it might go over his head. Second down and 5 now for the Greyhounds. Trailing 20-0. 10:40 to go here in the second quarter. Parker takes the snap. Back to throw. Pressure coming, and he goes down again. Gio Boone and P.J. Pokness in the backfield. And the Spalding pass rush has been ridiculous tonight. That's the 5th sack already in the first half for the Cavaliers. Loss of 7. We'll bring up a third down and 12 now from the 39-yard line. And the variety of guys Flowers has too. Boone, Morocco, Pokness that time. Parker gets away from one man but doesn't get away from the rest. It was Flowers initially in the backfield that got him by the leg. He broke out of that tackle, but Braden Morocco in there with Damian Wilburn. And another sack for the Cavaliers defense. Pretty easy when you're writing it on your score sheet. Sack, sack, sack. So a half sack to Morocco. Flowers on the play, or excuse me, Wilburn. Tyler Brown standing at his 10. Beatty gets the snap. Kick is away. Brown will come up. It's going to hit. It's a short kick. He'll take it on the bounce. Dropped it. Still fumbling with it. Now gets it back. Whoa! Gets slung down. Not by a face mask, though. By the jersey. Referee was standing right there. So no flag down. Brown does save hidden yardage, though, by coming up to take that ball on the bounce. That ball bounces. It might literally go another 8 to 10 yards in the opposite direction. 24-yard line for the Cavaliers, 1st and 10. 8:55 to go here in the second quarter. Now we get the football in there. In high school football, each team brings the ball out for their offense. Blake Washington from the gun. Takes the snap. Looks left. Throws. Nice diving catch by R.J. Newton.
Washington pass complete to Newton.
He'll give it to the 28-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4 and a second down and 6 for the Cavaliers. R.J. Newton having a good first half here. 3 receivers to the short side. They'll screen it. Oh! Was it caught off the deflection by Kaufman? Yes. Kaufman makes the catch off the deflection.
4 on the catch.
Gilman nearly with a pick 6 there. Good job looking to jump the route that time by DeJuan Lane. 3rd down and 3 for the Cavaliers on the Kaufman catch. Washington claps the hands, takes the snap, pump fakes, now steps up in the pocket. And he's going to be brought down short of the marker. Good job defensively there by Cam Custis. Jay Wilkerson also over there. We'll bring up a 4th down. 32-yard line, so it'll be 4th and 2. Washington, near side. Sims trying to run outside the numbers, and he'll get there for the first down. Hakeem Sims up to the 39-yard line. It'll be a gain of 7 and a first down. On the 4th down and 2 carry. First down and 10 from the Spalding 39. 7:24 to go, second quarter, 20-0 Cavaliers. Washington ball deflected and a fall incomplete.
Pass intended for Newton, incomplete. Covered by number 10.
Sierra Supreme getting a hand up there to knock that down. The junior rushing from his right end spot. 2nd down and 10. Washington takes the snap, gives to Sims, bounces off one of his own men, spins down to the 45. They'll say his knee down at the 44.
Carry by number 6.
It'll be a gain of 5. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5. Team having a solid first half. We saw him take a swing pass earlier for 19. He followed it up the next play with a carry for 10. Just converted a 4th down for the Cavaliers as well. 3rd down and 5. Washington takes the snap, has time, loading up, going down the left side for Newton. Does he have it in bounds? Yes. R.J. Newton continuing to have a huge first half here as he makes the catch, stepping out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Great job by the official on the play, watching that, because that was very close on the line. Washington quickly at the line of scrimmage, screens it out to the far side. And again, they love to go quickly. Aaron Igwebe makes the catch.
9 on the catch.
Gain of 9. Washington on 2nd and 1. Claps the hands, gives to Sims. Hakeem, left side. Gets a block, trying to get outside the numbers. Sims pushed out of bounds and then bumped. Lane wasn't trying to do anything unsportsmanlike there. Hit him with a shoulder, didn't try to knock him down. Sims, though, with the great grab, or the great carry, all the way inside the 10-yard line down to the 6. 1st and goal for the Cavaliers, looking to add another touchdown. Washington getting Kaufman, the tight end, moved over to the right. Sims, the single setback. Washington takes the snap, hands to Sims. Malik patiently through the hole. Gets down inside the 5, down to the 4. It'll be a gain of 2.
Carry, taken down by number 10.
Brings up 2nd down and goal. Clock moving, 5:50 to go in the 2nd. Washington back to throw, back in the shotgun. Brings Kaufman and Poknes tight to the formation. It's a shovel pass in front to Kaufman, who powers his way to the goal line, takes a shot at the goal line, and gets in for the touchdown. 2nd touchdown of the night for Jamison Kaufman. That's technically a pass play because it is a shovel pass forward. It's technically a touchdown pass for Malik Washington. Kaufman took a big shot at the end. You can see him shaking the cobwebs out there as he got popped just as he got inside the end zone. 4-yard pass from Washington to Jamison Kaufman for the touchdown. Claiborne for the extra point, and that kick is blocked. Great penetration coming from the outside that time by DeJuan Lane in there again. You can see Kyle Schmidt not happy with the special teams unit. 2nd time now Gilman has had good penetration in the field goal PAT game to get a piece of one of Claiborne's kicks. And you're saying to yourself, you're up 26-0. Why would Kyle Schmidt react that way? Because you need, when you play in the MIAA A conference, you need to play this game at a high level at all times. And while that mistake may not hurt you tonight, later on down the schedule, that's the type of play that could come back to cost you a close game. You've got a kicker who's a weapon, but if there's a guy literally there rushing to take it off his foot, as Lane was that time, it doesn't matter how far Claiborne can kick the ball if there's a guy standing right in front of him. And it's that seeking excellence. That's why this program here at Spalding's won so many games here in recent years. It's because you want things to be perfect. Claiborne booms that, and that'll end up at Randazzo Park through the woods.
Claiborne into the end zone for a touchback.
So another touchback for Claiborne. And Gilman will take over at the 20-yard line as we have 5:36 to go here in quarter number 2 on a homecoming Friday night here in Millersville. A couple of Anne Arundel County schools, Spalding, Southern High School having homecoming festivities. Bulldogs at home tonight taking on James M. Bennett from Salisbury. South River on the road tonight taking on Severna Park amongst the high school football schedule here in Anne Arundel County. So the youngsters from the Brooklyn Park Youth Program, Mike Newton, Darian Maples, the rest of that hardworking staff over at Brooklyn Park, done a great job, their youth football program here in recent years. Parker gives to Marcus Walker trying to get outside. And great pursuit by the defense, led by Trent Gillis that time, number 2 for the Spalding defensive 11. See the defensive lineman, Damian Wilburn, 15. That's a D lineman that's pursuing the play all the way to the sideline for a loss of 2 on the play. Bring up 2nd down at 12. Parker out of the gun. Walker the setback. Actually, this time it'll be Nadir Samuel giving Walker a blow. Parker back to throw. Pressure coming. Steps up in the pocket. Has yardage up to the 20, up to the 25. Steps out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Gain of 9 on the scramble for Matt Parker.
Forced out of bounds by number 21, Sean Johnson.
They will officially spot him at the 26-yard line, so it's a gain of 8. It'll bring up 3rd down and 4 coming up here for the Greyhounds. It's a good play by Parker. Saw the pressure again coming from the outside, but instead of staying there, he stepped up in the pocket where he had some clearance. And Spalding jumps on the right side. We'll see if it's Morocco, and it is.
Flag on the play.
That should be enough for a first down on the walk-off as Morocco jumped into the neutral zone. Third time tonight, Spalding has given Gilman a penalty, or a first down by a penalty. So with 4:42 to go, the 5-yard walk-off puts the ball at the 32-yard line, first down for the Greyhounds. Parker looking in the play from the sideline. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Walker back in as the setback. Parker out of the gun. Takes the snap. Screens it out to the left. Good job out there on the far side.
Pass complete to 95 for a gain of 3.
We love the sideways passing game. Jackson Cheatham on the stop. Elijah Jones on the stop for the Cavaliers. Gain of 5. It'll bring up 2nd down and 5. Parker from the far hash. Gives to Walker. Pokness makes the stop, but not before Walker
Number 25, gain of 4.
gets up to the 40-yard line. Bring up 3rd down and 1. You see P.J. Pokness. His Uncle George here in the stands tonight. Good basketball player down at Southern High in his day. Dad Jason, of course, terrific football player at Southern as well. On 3rd down, the give is to Marcus Walker, and I don't think he's got it. In fact, he's just back to the line of scrimmage and nothing more. Elijah Jones up there again with Braden Morocco. Also in on the stop that time, Ty McVicker, 54. If anything, might be a loss of a yard. Back to the 39. At this point, if you're Gilman, you got nothing to lose. You're down 26-0. You don't want to turn it over if you're kind of in a catch-22. Do you want to give it back to the Cavaliers via a punt? They're going to go for it here. If they get stopped, obviously Cavaliers would have great field position. But again, it's a 4-score game already. Parker with a long count. Seeing if the Cavaliers will jump. And now Gilman will call timeout. So the Cavaliers disciplined that time, not jumping into the neutral zone. We'll see if that changes the Gilman strategy here. Last time on a 3rd down and 4 play, Morocco jumped in the neutral zone, which gave Gilman a first down. See what Scott Van Zyle's team does here on the far side. Facing a 4th and 1. 2:48 to go here. First timeout called by the Cavaliers, or by the Greyhounds rather, in this first half. I think 2 remaining. And they will elect the punt. It's worth a shot to see if Spalding would jump offside. Tyler Brown back to his 30-yard line to await the punt of Beatty. He's had a long of 41 in this game so far. End over end kick. It's going to hit the ground, and Brown's just going to get out of the way. He got a heck of a roll.
Cavaliers take over from the 14.
It'll be at the 8, make it the 13-yard line. A 47-yard punt with the roll there. For the Cavaliers with 2:35 to go here in the second. Washington out of the gun. Takes the snap. Back to throw. Clean pocket. Throws. Intercepted by Lane. He slips down as he makes the cut up the field. But DeJuan Lane with the interception at the Spalding 24-yard line. So the first mistake by Malik Washington on the night as he is intercepted. Sends it back to Gilman here in their best field position of the night. Officially the 23-yard line. 1st and 10 for Gilman. Parker out of the gun. Takes the snap, looks left, pump fakes, pump and go, looking for a man, got a man wide open, touchdown Gilman. Amir Arnold on the pump and go. Great job by Parker to sell it. And Amir Arnold just kept on running. And a 23-yard touchdown pass from Matt Parker to Amir Arnold gets Gilman on the board. Extra point on the way, and it is good. So Beatty makes the kick with 2:22 to go, and Gilman on the board. Cavaliers 26, and Gilman 7. So we'll see how the Cavaliers answer back here after Malik Washington made his first mistake of the night on the INT. DeJuan Lane with the interception, and Gilman turns it into points here with 2:22 to go here in this first half. It's a nice pass that time from Parker to Amir Arnold. And again, when you're doing the pump and go like that, it's just a subtle shoulder fake, and the DB went for it as the receiver Arnold kind of hesitated a little bit and sold it. And a good pass by Matt Parker. One of the few times tonight Parker has had time to throw for the Greyhounds in a clean pocket there tonight. So Beatty ready to kick off coming up here for Gilman. Tyler Brown standing at his 5-yard line. Beatty on the approach. He'll squib it down the middle of the field. Ball down right there at the 28-yard line by Ben Ligori.
Down at the 26-yard line by number 82, Ben Ligori.
So Malik Washington and the offense back out on the field here. 2:20 to go. Ball at the 28-yard line. Washington out of the gun. Looks left. Throws out here near side Newton. RJ's got the grab.
Washington pass completes number 11, RJ Newton. Gain of 6 on the play.
See where they put the football down. They put it at the 34. Gain of 6, 2nd down and 4. Two receivers left, 2 to the right. Sims the single setback. Washington back to throw. Pressure comes, steps up in the pocket, and he's going to go down. A sack on the play. Back to the 31-yard line. Jay Wilkerson in the backfield that time for Gilman. So the loss of 3 makes it 3rd down and 7 coming up for the Cavs. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Sims the single setback to the left of Washington. Clock on the move, 1:44 to go, second quarter, 26-7, Spalding on top. Washington back to throw. Out on the right side and through the hands. Lane almost intercepted it again. He's looking for Max Moss on the far side. DeJuan Lane almost stepped in and made the interception again. So a quick possession there for the Cavaliers. We'll give it back to Gilman. With 1:37 to go. Kick is away by Cooper Welch. Picked up. Short return that time by Amir Arnold.
By number 4, taken down by number 35, Isaac Patterson.
Isaac Patterson with a stop on special teams there for the Cavaliers. So Gilman with a couple of timeouts and 1:26 to go takes over here at their own 39-yard line, 1st and 10. So with 1:26 on the clock, 1st and 10 here for the Greyhounds. Again, 2 timeouts remaining for the visitors. 2 receivers to the left. Now 2 to the right. Marcus Walker, the single setback. Parker just threw the touchdown pass to Amir Arnold. Waits for the snap out of the gun. Back to throw. Looking right, still looking right. Pressure comes, rolls out to the right, and he's going to get dragged out of bounds.
2 yards on the carry. Forced out of bounds.
Keyshawn Flowers up to make the stop. Gain of 2. It'll bring up 2nd and 8. Referee said he was still in bounds, so Gilman calls a timeout with 1:09 to go. Leaves them with 1 here in the first half. You see the Gilman offense. Got to have a little bit of confidence going after Parker hit Amir Arnold for that touchdown pass. And their defense actually got a stop for the first time tonight on back-to-back possessions. You had the DeJuan Lane interception. Almost had another Lane interception. Forcing the first punt of the night by Archbishop Spalding. 1:14 to go here in the second quarter. 26-7, Cavaliers on top. From the 41-yard line, 2nd down and 8. 3 receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. Parker looks toward the single receiver. Pump fakes, now looking left, steps up in the pocket, has room again, and here comes a flag from the umpire. Umpire threw that flag about 15 yards, and it's going to be a holding call against Gilman.
Holding against the Greyhounds.
That will negate the Parker scramble. This has been a problem for Gilman in the first half. Second time tonight they've been called for holding. 10-yard walk-off from the spot of the foul. Of course, I don't know if you saw the fishing story this week where they had weights inside the fish to weigh them down. Those flags have a weight on the bottom of them. And the umpire there threw that flag a good 12 yards in the air. Not quite like lacrosse officials. Lacrosse officials are told, throw that flag as high in the air as you can get it. Let everybody know. I think Kyle Schmidt may have wanted to decline the penalty to take the down. It would have left them with about a 3rd down and 4 if they declined the penalty. I think they're resetting the clock. Yeah, they put it back to 1:04. So 1:04 now on this first half game clock. Second down and long coming up here for Gilman. From their 26. Parker to throw. Has time. Throws it short out on the far side. Tackle made on the far side by James Spencer and Elijah Jones. Pass complete to Jackson Cheatham. Makes it third down 13 coming up here for Gilman. 57 seconds to go here in the half. Parker looking to the far side. Now surveys with three receivers to his right. Single receiver to the left. Parker looking left. Pump fakes again. Pump and go. Going down the left side, and it's knocked away. Spencer with the coverage on the play.
Pressure brought by number 23.
As he was trying to hit Dwan Lane.
Fourth down.
So it'll be a fourth down punt for Beatty coming up here with 50 seconds remaining in this first half. Line of scrimmage, the 35-yard line. Brown standing at his 35-yard line. End over end kick. We'll see which way this one bounces. And it goes out of bounds. Cavaliers going to have good field position here with a guy like Claiborne. Clock still running well after the ball went out of bounds. A good 3 seconds. The clock kept going. Ball had long bounced out of bounds. Down to 40 seconds remaining in the half. That ball went out clearly up around the 43-second. Spot's going to be the 50-yard line here. And remember, Claiborne's got a big leg. However, Gilman has gotten a hand on the last two field goal PAT opportunities for the Cavaliers. Let's see what Malik Washington does here. 26-7 Cavaliers with 40 seconds to go. Washington screens it out to Hakeem Sims right side. Down to the 40. Hakeem Sims accelerates, spins, stays on his feet, broke out of the tackle. Got put in the spin cycle there. What a play by Hakeem Sims. Great leg drive to stay on his feet and break the tackle of Carson Mingo. Timeout Spalding. The spot down at the 35. Make it the 33-yard line officially. So a gain of 17 on the play by Hakeem Sims on the swing pass. And the impressive thing was there is Mingo kind of spun him around. Sims never went down. You tackle a guy up high, that's what happens. You don't take his legs out, he's going to keep going. So 30 seconds remaining. First down Spalding at the 33. Far side hash. Two receivers to the left. Sims the setback to the right of Washington. Two receivers to the right. Kaufman in the slot. Washington back to throw. Looking that way. Looking down the field. Touchdown! Max Moss. 33-yard touchdown pass from Malik Washington to Max Moss. And with 25 seconds to go in the half, the Cavaliers increase the lead. That's a thing of beauty right there from those two. Hit Moss right in stride. Max's 12th touchdown of the season. And after a couple of less than stellar possessions, it's a great job by Malik Washington to rebound there. Extra point kick is on the way, and the kick is good.
Claiborne, PAT is good.
So Claiborne has the point after and a 33-7 lead for the Cavaliers with 25 seconds to go here in this second quarter. Max Moss, one of the more gifted pass catchers in the state. R.J. Newton's been the BMOC tonight. He's made a lot of catches here in this first half. That time Moss with a great route. Lined up outside. And Washington hit him on the post route for the touchdown. Again, just a perfect throw from Malik. Sophomore quarterback continuing to show why he will be one of the more coveted recruits in the area. See our great sponsors up in the upper right-hand corner scrolling by. Please support those folks. They make it possible for us to bring you Archbishop Spalding football live. Our YouTube channel, Claiborne, and again, sends it through the end zone.
Through the end zone for another cutback.
Spectacular turnout here tonight. We've got people out on the grassy knoll behind the end zone to our left. Packed stands here. It's rare not to see these stands packed here. It's tremendous, tremendous support here at Archbishop Spalding. There's no doubt about it. Of course, former Spalding product, Jaden Umbarger and Navy taking on Tulsa tomorrow. Jaden with some terrific grabs last week for Navy in the 13-10 loss to Air Force. He's really become a fine playmaker for the midshipmen. There's Evan Falkman, also a Spalding product that played for Navy. 1st and 10, Gilman from its 20-yard line with 25 seconds to go. Parker, ball down. It's on the ground, and it looks like did Spalding get it? Let's see. Waiting for the officials, and they do. Marcus Walker dropped it, and Keyshawn Flowers came up with it. 20 seconds to go in the half. So Marcus Walker, terrific running back for Gilman, dropped the handoff, and Keyshawn Flowers, one of our Spalding players to watch from back at the beginning of the game. He's had a couple of sacks in the game. Now he gets a fumble recovery with 20 seconds to go. The Spalding offense back out here for Malik Washington. Hakeem Sims, the running back, to his left. Washington back to throw. Throwing long for the end zone, and he overthrows Moss. Good coverage by Amir Arnold on the far side that time for Gilman. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 with 15 seconds to go.
Coverage on the play by number 4.
So 2nd down and 10 coming up here. Spalding still with a couple of timeouts remaining, so if they complete something in the middle of the field, they'll be able to call timeout. Washington claps the hands, takes the snap. Pressure comes, throws underneath, has the Kaufman, the tight end, gets it down inside the 10. Spalding with 7 seconds to go calls timeout.
Complete number 18, Jamison Kaufman.
So Jamison Kaufman on the catch.
1st down, Cavaliers.
He's had a solid first half. Catch down to the 7-yard line, so a gain of 13 for Kaufman. So you've got one play here, more than likely, to throw to the end zone. It has to be quick. Seven seconds remaining in the half. You can see Washington talking to his guys in the huddle. They should have one more timeout left. They'll send Pokness and Kaufman both out there. Both of them usually line up in a slot. They're both going to go out here. Pokness is going to go wide right. Now he will line up in the slot. Kaufman will be a slot. See if they run here. This is sometimes a run formation for the Cavaliers. Sims, the running back, to the left. 7 seconds to go in the half. Washington takes the snap. He will throw. Throws into the end zone. Touchdown. Max Moss with a drive route to the end zone, turns around, and Malik Washington throws a bullet right on top of the 8. Touchdown Cavaliers. With 3 seconds to go in the half, Max Moss with the 2nd of the night and 13th of the season for Spalding. Seven-yard touchdown pass to Max Moss. His 2nd in as many possessions. He just caught a 33-yard pass. Claiborne for the extra point. And we get a whistle. We either had procedure or we had offside on the far side. It is offside against Gilman. They blow it dead.
Offside against the defense.
Obviously on a play like this because it's so close to the goal line. Ball's marked half the distance to the goal line. Spalding not going to attempt a 2, though. They're going to leave it in the hands of the field goal PAT group. Ball down, kick on the way, and the kick is good. Good job. High snap that time. Dom Bonacisi got it down. And it's now 40-7 Cavaliers with 3 seconds to go here in this first half.
With 3 seconds remaining in the half, the Cavaliers lead the Greyhounds 47.
So Malik Washington, after those 2 back-to-back possessions, one was an interception, the other stopped in a punt. Washington since then has gone 4 for 5 for 70 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's what you want to see from your quarterback after a couple of subpar possessions. You know, how does he bounce back from that? Do they sulk? Do they get disappointed? Do they get frustrated? No, they come right back, make the next plays. Claiborne to kick. Into the end zone and out of the end zone.
Number 30, Patrick Claiborne, kicks it through the end zone.
So another touchback via the Spalding kicker. So Gilman will have likely one play here with 3 seconds to go in this first half, and Spalding ahead by a count of 40-7. Again, the defense has been solid for the most part tonight for Spalding. It was a sudden change score. DeJuan Lane intercepted the ball at the Spalding 23, and then a pump and go route. Parker to Amir Arnold got Gilman on the board. And I think Gilman's just going to down it here as Parker, for the first time tonight, will take the snap from behind center, puts the knee down, and the Cavaliers will head to the locker room in good shape. Halftime has arrived here in Millersville at Whittles Field. It's Spalding 40 and Gilman 7. Back with third quarter action coming up here on the Cavaliers Sports Network.
The growth of this school is unbelievable to me. The opportunities that are afforded to these students, it's impressive.
The nature of our size impacts the growth because of the options that our size enables us to offer our students. And we're very deliberate about knowing emerging trends. We have so many different academic programs. We have so many different co-curricular programs.
If there is anything that is of interest to you, all you need to do is ask.
And it's great to see how the school and the athletic facilities have improved over the years.
When I have friends who are alumni reach out to me and I tell them that there's now an engineering building, it tells you the health of the school, which is embodied by the people who make it up. That's why it's been so successful. That's why there's so many opportunities at this school.
I think I immediately knew when I came for that open house 7th grade that like everything I had heard was true.
I didn't know what to expect because I'd never been to a Catholic school. I didn't know much about it.
It invited me into a lifetime of experiences that have been unforgettable.
The kids are passionate. You walk in, there's a little bit of electricity in the building. That's hard to describe. It's something that you feel.
I care about school now. I care about all of the people I'm surrounded with every day. I know that they care about me. And it's this sense of community that's enabled me to be able to push myself.
And grow through service. I feel like it made me a well-rounded human being.
I know that Spalding has everything here for all of my children, academically, emotionally, physically.
Whether it's clubs, whether it's sports, they're going to be leaders in and out of the classroom.
What I hope and pray is that at the end of your time at Spalding, you're going to remember how you felt, respected, included, and that you always felt one in Christ.
The opportunities afforded to these students just really speak to the success of this school. It's impressive.
It's more than just learning at school. Like, it's taught me how to treat people, how to grow in my faith, rather than just giving me an education and sending me off to college.
When you choose the Spalding experience, what you're getting is an environment that cares for the individual. This is a place where we welcome people home.
You're going to grow so much.
I know it may be nerve-wracking. The school is bigger than what you're probably used to.
This school, this community is truly like no other.
You will find innovation, a deepened faith life, family.
You're about to have a very crazy ride, but some of the best years of your life.
I still remember my first day.
We get to school, and my mom was like, "Don't be nervous," and I'm like, "I'm not nervous," but I was freaking out.
I really had no clue what I was walking into.
Everything was unknown and uncertain.
What if I don't find my friend group? What clubs am I gonna join? Did I bring my lunchbox?
Each step that I took closer, I could feel my heart race, this mixture of anticipation and excitement, the fear of the unknown.
From the moment stepping on campus, like, I immediately knew everything I had heard was true.
I found what I was looking for.
A lifetime of experiences that have been unforgettable.
High school is where you figure out who you are. And Spalding cares about that.
Academics, activities, there's something here for everybody.
Whatever it is that you are looking for, we'll provide it for you.
The most challenging, relevant, cutting-edge programs, the International Baccalaureate Project lead the way.
You look at the students, they're leaders. They're challenging themselves academically and spiritually. And it starts in the classroom and then transitions directly onto the field.
The community here is one that genuinely cares about each other.
We celebrate together. We all feel the school spirit.
That we all come together on faith.
We are truly the embodiment of one in Christ.
The two questions that we answer with every decision that's made here. Do we support the mission? Are we caring for our students? Yes, of course, calculus is important. Maybe you run a championship-winning team. But what I hope and pray is that our students remember how we made them feel, and that we made them feel respected, important, and that they very much felt a part and welcomed at Archbishop Spalding.
Take a deep breath.
You're going to grow so much.
You're going to be prepared for success in college and in life.
You will find a deepened faith.
Become a leader.
You're going to be pushed more than you ever have been before.
It's going to be difficult.
And this community will help you
become the best version of yourself.
You're about to have some of the best days of your lives here.
And when you look back, you will realize you were always part of something bigger.
Getting out the car, walking to school, I was anxious, nervous.
It's a bigger school than I've ever been to. Didn't know any faces.
I remember sitting in that homeroom and feeling all of the nerves and the anticipation and excitement of what high school could bring. But I quickly found out that this was going to be not just my school, but my home.
Everybody had open arms.
There's a genuine love for one another.
Everybody knows everybody.
I care about all of the people I'm surrounded with every day.
When you choose Archbishop Spalding High School to be your home, you're getting a large school that feels like a small family.
You are never alone in this experience at all.
At the end of your time at Spalding, you're going to remember how Spalding lifted you up in the most positive way.
You're always going to feel that connection. You're going to want to come back home.
The Spalding community is definitely one that I would describe as united.
There's a genuine desire to serve, to exemplify Christ.
And we see that every day in this building, from something as small as a senior helping a freshman with their locker, a teacher comforting a student. We see it in the smallest and the largest acts of kindness.
I knew it would actually be my calling to strengthen the faith life of the students that were around me in the way that I had my faith life strengthened as a student here before.
There's a million different people, a million different backgrounds. People come from all over the world, but the fact that we can all come together on faith, that's literally the embodiment of one body in Christ.
The growth of this school is unbelievable to me. The opportunities that are afforded to these students, it's impressive.
The nature of our size impacts the growth because of the options that our size enables us to offer our students. We're very deliberate about knowing emerging trends. We have so many different academic programs. We have so many different co-curricular programs.
If there is anything that is of interest to you, all you need to do is ask.
And it's great to see how the school and the athletic facilities have improved over the years.
When I have friends who are alumni reach out to me and I tell them that there's now an engineering building, it tells you the health of the school, which is embodied by the people who make it up. That's why it's been so successful. That's why there's so many opportunities at this school.
I think I immediately knew when I came for that open house 7th grade that everything I had heard was true.
I didn't know what to expect because I'd never been to a Catholic school. I didn't know much about it.
It invited me into a lifetime of experiences that have been unforgettable.
The kids are passionate. You walk in, there's a little bit of electricity in the building. That's hard to describe. It's something that you feel.
I care about school now. I care about all of the people I'm surrounded with every day. I know that they care about me. And it's this sense of community that's enabled me to be able to push myself.
And grow through service. I feel like it made me a well-rounded human being.
I know that Spalding has everything here for all of my children, academically, emotionally, physically.
Whether it's clubs, whether it's sports, they're going to be leaders in and out of the classroom.
What I hope and pray is that at the end of your time at Spalding, you're going to remember how you felt, respected, included, and that you always felt one in Christ.
The opportunities afforded to these students just really speak to the success of this school. It's impressive.
It's more than just learning at school. It's taught me how to treat people, how to grow in my faith, rather than just giving me an education and sending me off to college.
When you choose the Spalding experience, what you're getting is an environment that cares for the individual. This is a place where we welcome people home.
You're going to grow so much.
I know it may be nerve-wracking. This school is bigger than what you're probably used to.
This school, this community is truly like no other.
You will find innovation, a deepened faith life, family.
You're about to have a very crazy ride, but some of the best years of your life.
I still remember my first day.
We get to school, and my mom was like, "Don't be nervous," and I'm like, "I'm not nervous," but I was freaking out.
I really had no clue what I was walking into.
Everything was unknown and uncertain.
What if I don't find my friend group? What clubs am I gonna join? Did I bring my lunchbox?
Each step that I took closer, I could feel my heart race. This mixture of anticipation and excitement, the fear of the unknown.
From the moment stepping on campus, I immediately knew everything I had heard was true.
I found what I was looking for.
A lifetime of experiences that have been unforgettable.
High school is where you figure out who you are. And Spalding cares about that.
Academics, activities, there's something here for everybody.
Whatever it is that you are looking for, we'll provide it for you.
The most challenging relevant, cutting-edge programs. The International Baccalaureate Project leads the way.
You look at the students, they're leaders. They challenge themselves academically and spiritually. And it starts in the classroom and then transitions directly onto the field.
The community here is one that genuinely cares about each other.
We celebrate together. We all feel the school spirit.
We all come together on faith.
We are truly the embodiment of one in Christ.
The two questions that we answer with every decision that's made here: do we support the mission? Are we caring for our students? Yes, of course, calculus is important. Maybe you run a championship-winning team. But what I hope and pray is that our students remember how we made them feel, and that we made them feel respected, important, and that they very much felt a part and welcomed at Archbishop Spalding.
Take a deep breath.
You're going to grow so much.
You're going to be prepared for success in college and in life.
You will find a deepened faith.
Become a leader.
You're going to be pushed more than you ever have been before.
It's going to be difficult.
And this community will help you become the best version of yourself.
You're about to have some of the best days of your lives here.
And when you look back, you will realize you were always part of something bigger.
Getting out the car.
And welcome back to Whittles Field here in Millersville. Halftime, Spalding leading Gilman by a count of 40-7. Pete Medhurst with you. Paul Garza and all of our technical crew bringing you all the sights and sounds of this one here from Millersville tonight. And Spalding had two possessions in the first half where you had an interception. DeJuan Lay made a terrific play in the middle of the field for Gilman on an interception, and the Greyhounds were able to turn that into a touchdown. One other time, Gilman's defense forced a punt in the first half. Otherwise, it's been Malik Washington and his offense. Six touchdown passes for Malik in the first half, plus a Hakeem Sims touchdown run for Archbishop Spalding in the first half. And the key, too, was, again, you got a sophomore quarterback. You got a young quarterback, certainly got a wealth of ability. But the fact, after those back-to-back possessions where things didn't go well for him, he turned it around. He went 4 for 5 right after that, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns, both of them to his money man, Max Moss. But it's been the spreading of the wealth in the first half. R.J. Newton really carried a lot of the receiving game in the first half for the Cavaliers. He had 2 touchdown passes. Jamison Kaufman with 2 touchdown passes, and Hakeem Sims with the touchdown run. But it was Moss on a beautiful a post route on the far right side of the field as they bounced back from that interception, and then they took the Marcus Walker fumble and turned that into points as Moss, with a terrific job from the 7-yard line, drove his defender deep into the end zone, stopped, perfect button hook, and Washington put it right on the top of the 8 for a touchdown pass, and Spalding leads it here by a count of 40-7. Matt Parker with a touchdown pass for Gilman as he hit Amir Arnold on a pump-and-go route for the only touchdown of the first half for the Greyhounds. Of course, the rules in the second half, if you lead by 35 or more at any time, it is a running clock. And right now, of course, that margin is at 33 for the Cavaliers. And Spalding will have the ball to start this second half. As Gilman had the initial possession of the game, they won the toss and elected to receive. Chesapeake leading Crofton tonight at the half over in public school ball by a count of 20-0. So the Cougars continue to do a terrific job. Went to the deep into the state playoffs last year, getting beaten by eventual state champion Northern. And Rich Holzer, who of course was the longtime coach at Mount St. Joe, and before that Meade here in Anne Arundel County. Rich doing a heck of a job now down at Northern. They are undefeated so far in the regular season, down in the Southern Maryland Athletic Conference. Of course, Northern came up here to take on Spalding's excellent softball program. Cavaliers won that in a really good ball game back in the spring. So those two softball titans going at it. And that's what teams, even if it's a public school team, Coach Radford down at Northern looking for great competition, and he knows where to find it. Spalding is as good as anybody MIAA champions. Beatty to kick off as we get set to start the second half. It'll be a squib kick, and it's Ligori again, second time for him. Fields it on a knee. And Spalding will have it at the 30-yard line. Malik Washington, 15 of 22 and 6 touchdowns in that first half of play. And you wonder how long he and the offense plays here in the second half. We already see a number of reserves out there. Chase Gorman is the running back, so it looks like Hakeem Sims' night is done. Dom Buonasisi to the opposite side on the motion, and it's Gorman left side. Outside the numbers, up near the 35-yard line, stays on his feet up to the 36. It'll be a gain of 6 for Chase Gorman. DeJuan Lane over there to try and make the play. Look, see it on the replay. Lane comes from all the way across the field. That's great pursuit by DeJuan Lane. Great job by our camera crew to show you where DeJuan Lane came from. Gorman, look at the feet moving here. Still able to get something. That play should have been stopped at the line of scrimmage. And Gorman able to get 2 out of it up to the 38. It'll bring up third down. Now they'll give him 1 to the 37. That ball's right in the middle. So it's 37-yard line. Hard to tell without the hash marks. We're spoiled on the college fields when we have those hash marks out there. Good job in the middle of the defense that time by Amir Crawley. And Miles Roberts, the defensive captain for Gilman. Washington to throw on third down. Has the completion to R.J. Newton far side. R.J.'s quality night continues here. 2 touchdown passes and a handful of catches now. First down at the 43-yard line with 10:55 to go in the third. Malik Washington now 16 for 23 here in the contest with the 6 touchdowns. And a whistle sounds. Boy, Gorman had a big hole there. The illegal procedure penalty, though, will bring it back. Chase Gorman might still be running if the Cavaliers don't start early there. So 1st and 15 now for Spalding. Back at the 38-yard line. Washington out of the gun. Signals to the single receiver left and to the right. They'll move Kaufman now over to slot on the left. Gorman the setback. Washington back to throw. Wants to throw underneath, and an incomplete pass. Diving attempt by Kaufman up at the original line of scrimmage at the 43. It'll bring up second down and 15. See Washington here. Just a little bit too far out in front of Kaufman. Jamison with a couple of touchdown catches in that first half. Brings up second down and 15. Washington back. Looks right now, screens it left. It's Newton outside. And a good defensive play far side. Gets back up to the original line of scrimmage. Cameron Brown and Griffin Graham on the stop that time for Gilman. So to bring up third down and 11 here for the Cavaliers with 10:20 to go in the third, up 40-7. Kaufman moves from left to right. Gorman the single setback. And that's going to be a legal procedure on Spalding as Gorman, the running back, moved early. So again, you get some guys in the reserve category get a chance to get some snaps. And right now, a couple of penalties here offensively against the Cavaliers. Well, back to the 36-yard line. They need the Gilman 48 for a first down. Twin receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Washington screens it out to Gorman. He's got a convoy in front. Gorman up the field, 50. Gorman in the open field at the Gilman 40, 35, 30. Stumbles a little bit. Defense finally catches up to him. DeJuan Lane brings him down. Simple swing pass to Gorman, and he gets up the field. Nicely done.
Number 43, Chase Gorman. For a gain of 36 on the play, and a Cavalier.
Gets all the way down to the 20-yard line. And a gain of 44. Washington hands to Gorman. Spun down up near the 17-yard line. A gain of 3. Mingo on the stop for Gilman. Second down and 7. We saw Hakeem Sims take one of those earlier in the game with a big gain, and Gorman did it there. Gorman's going to come out and get a breather here for a moment. So he's got most of the work here in this third quarter. Hakeem Sims back into the game for the first time here in this third quarter. He'll move over to the right of Malik Washington. Newton, single receiver to the left. 3 receivers to the right. Washington looks to the single man, Newton that way. Good pursuit by the defense there for Gilman.
Pass to number 11, R.J. Newton, complete.
Newton having a big night. Brown on the stop, along with Ian Evans.
Pushed out by number 18.
Line of scrimmage is the 15-yard line. Third down and 5. Washington moves Sims to his left. Washington back to throw. Lobs outside. Got his man Kaufman, the tight end. Dives forward. And they're going to say, I don't understand how he's still in bounds. He dove forward across the 10-yard line. They're going to say he went down. He was clearly beyond the marker with the football, and the official's going to spot him back. The only way he would spot him back there is if he stepped out of bounds. So it's going to be fourth down. They need the 10 for the first down. Kaufman. Isaac Patterson in there. Power formation here. It's Hakeem Sims inside the 10. He'll set up a first and goal for the Cavaliers.
The middle for a gain of 4. Enough for another Cavalier. First down.
So they'll move it down inside the 10-yard line. First and goal coming up for the Cavaliers from the 8-yard line. Bonacisi comes into the ball game. So on first and goal here with 7:40 to go, clock moving third quarter. Sims the single setback to the right of Washington. Malik claps the hands. Wants to throw underneath Newton. Oh, they went for a little fancy play. Little hook and trail with one of the linemen. Dylan Jones, the offensive lineman, ready to take the hook and trail lateral back from R.J. Newton. And they could not connect on it. The ball goes out of bounds at the 7. Love the creativity, just the Romanian judge with a 3.5 on the execution there. And now we get a flag down here from the official on the far side. We'll see if this is on the bench for Gilman. And it is. It's a bench warning against Gilman.
Sideline warning against the Greyhounds.
So it'll be second down and goal coming up here for Spalding from the 7. Washington takes the snap. Wants to throw. Now he'll tuck it down, and Malik Washington sprints 7 yards into the end zone for a touchdown, Cavaliers. So Malik Washington on the quarterback draw goes 7 yards for a Cavaliers touchdown. So he's thrown 6 touchdown passes tonight. Now he gets one rushing for good measure. And again, the sophomore saw the rush coming, tucked it down, big cavity in the Gilman defense there in the middle. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown. Claiborne on for the extra point. And a CC to hold. High snap, ball down, kick on the way. And the kick is good. Running clock invoked now here in Millersville. 6:38 to go, and the clock moving as we have a 35-point or more advantage. It's 47-7 Spalding as Malik Washington scores from 7 yards away. He gets a well-earned drink of water. Chase Gorman solid on that drive as well for the Cavaliers. You see Malik celebrating down there with his teammates. Caden Leonard, the offensive lineman. And again, those guys like Caden Leonard, they're the unsung heroes in all this. They make it possible that Malik Washington and those skill players can do the impressive work. Need your offensive line to really step up big. We talk about the level of competition here in the MIAA conference. You know, it's just it's as good a football as we get at the top level. The MIAA, of course, great programs around the area. A lot of terrific educations to be had as well from a lot of these institutions. Spalding has done an amazing job putting together a great athletic program here that competes at the highest level, allows kids to achieve as students and, of course, as athletes. One of the few times tonight Claiborne hadn't kicked it through the end zone. Coming back up the middle of the field. Good return here across the 30 out near the 33-yard line. Good tackle on special teams by Tommy Denny that time. Good return by Jackson Cheatham. Brings it out to the 33-yard line.
The Spalding Athletic Department will be selling Spalding Ugly Christmas sweaters at the end of this month. Stay tuned for more details.
Love how they PA announcer here at Spalding talking about ugly Christmas sweaters already getting ready to be for sale. It's almost that time, ladies and gentlemen. We are almost midway through October. Gilman's first possession of the second half here. Matt Parker, the quarterback, has a touchdown pass to Amir Arnold in the game. 47-7 Spalding. Parker with a man right in his grill has the completion out to the far side. Good pursuit defensively by Spalding. A good job by Parker to stand in there and deliver that ball that time as he had a man right in his face. Hayden Carpenter on the catch. Look at that. Blitz coming from the outside. Keyshawn Flowers almost had his third sack of the night. He's got 2 sacks and a fumble recovery in the game. Gain up to the 38-yard line. Second down 5 coming up here for the Greyhounds. Parker, handoff, Walker. Flowers again on the stop for the Cavaliers. Flowers and Morocco combine on the stop with 3:20 to go. It'll be a third down.
Wilburn after no gain on the carry. Third down.
Gain of 1 up to the 40. Third down 4 coming up here for Gilman. Parker out of the gun. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers to the left. With that patented G on the side of the helmet, Parker, and that looks like a blown play. Morocco touches him down for the sack. 6th sack of the night for the defense. And I'm not sure what happened there. Parker expected one thing, and that deteriorated quickly, and Parker made a business decision and just went down. Touched up there by Morocco, who came in with 4 sacks. He's got 2.5 now on the night, so he's up to 6.5 on the season. Beatty on the punt with 2:20 to go. And it's blocked. The punt is blocked. Picked up by Spalding, and it's going to be knocked down. Beatty, the punter, does a great job.
The punt is blocked.
Robbie Hopper on the recovery. The punt was blocked by Tommy Daney. Tommy Daney on the block. And Hopper on the recovery. He was headed for a touchdown before Beatty made a great effort to bring him down. But Tommy Daney on the punt block for the Cavaliers. And with already just 1:34 to go here in this third quarter, Spalding going to sub. Don Bonacisi is the quarterback now, standing next to Gorman in the backfield. Play clock is in motion here. Gorman to the right. Bonacisi claps the hands, gives it to Gorman. Gorman riding down near the 1-yard line. Lane in on the stop.
Carry by number 43, Chase Gorman, for a gain of
along with
1.
Ian Evans.
Second down.
No quit in the Gilman kids. Look, it's tough to play when it's 47-7. DeJuan Lane is played like it's 7-7. Ian Evans playing like it's 7-7. competing out there. It's what the people that will be potentially recruiting them want to see in situations like this. Do you play when things aren't going as well? Gavin Scruggs in. He'll get the handoff. Scruggs up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown Spalding. Gavin Scruggs into the end zone. And the Cavaliers increase the lead.
2 yards on the carry by number 14, Gavin.
See Gavin getting the tap from his teammates here on the near side. As the third quarter clock has run out, I believe they will attempt the kick here at this end before switching ends, and they will. Baltimore officials group handling this game. Great to see them with a full crew out here tonight. We've seen a lot of high school football around the state. And again, if you're even remotely athletic and think you know the rules of football and want to learn and be an official, we need you out here. We've seen public school varsity games. There's a lot of movement there. The kick is up and it's good. No whistle sounds there. The extra point by Claiborne is up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 54-7.
54-7.
But again, need you. If you even remotely think you can officiate. These games are supposed to have at least 6 officials on the field plus a clock operator up in the booth. And we've seen varsity games with as low as 3 during the course of this season. And it really, it puts the officials in a bad spot, and it really puts the teams, in a tough spot when you don't have the full complement of officials out there. So that's the tough part of it, is the kids really miss out and lose out in situations like that. So a lot of great officials groups around the area, no matter where you're watching. They could certainly use your help, because a lot of those same groups do youth football on the weekends. As somebody that helps Jeff Porter with Anne Arundel County Recreation and Parks, the AAYFA youth football in Anne Arundel County that feeds into this Spalding program. A lot of those kids, the games having to be spread out now on Saturday and Sunday. Most of your games would happen on Saturday, but it puts families in a tough spot, especially if you got multiple kids, one playing on a Saturday, one playing on Sunday. It really takes away from a lot of their weekend and family time, but at the same time, you want your kids to have the opportunity to play football. But with the amount of officials that are out there right now, those things are having to take a back seat just so they can get the games in. Claiborne on the approach, bangs it away. And again, he has kicked it through the end zone.
Through the end zone for a touchback.
So we're underway, fourth quarter, and Spalding leading at 54-7. Again, Gilman's touchdown came after an interception by DeJuan Lane. Matt Parker hitting Amir Arnold for a touchdown pass. Malik Washington done for the night. 6 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. Hakeem Sims, Gavin Scruggs rushing touchdowns. Parker and the Gilman offense come out here with a 54-7 deficit. Nadir Samuel is the setback. Parker will take the snap from the shotgun. Looking to screen it out to the left. Has Amir Arnold out on the far side. Arnold gets outside the numbers. He'll run out of bounds after a first down reception, gain of 11. In fact, they'll mark it back at the 30. So it's a gain of 10 and a first down for Gilman. 10:43 to go, clock on the move with the point spread where it is at 54-7. Anytime it's 35 or more in the second half, the clock runs automatically unless somebody calls a timeout. Samuel up the middle, trying to spin out of the tackle. Good leg drive by Samuel on the play.
Taken down by number 58, Zach Philippot.
Zach Philippot in on the stop.
Liam McNamara.
Joe Murphy. Liam McNamara. Second down 6 coming up here for the Greyhounds. Parker sends 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Single setback is Samuel. Long count, takes the snap, throws it out to the left. Lane's got the reception. He is knocked down quickly right at the line of scrimmage. Good open field tackle that time by Robbie Hopper, who made the recovery on the blocked punt earlier. Lane, a tough guy. He's got a lot of size. Hopper made a good open field tackle there. Third down 6 coming up here for Gilman. Parker, 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Looks left again, throws outside. Arnold's got the catch, reaches the ball forward. Referee's going to say stepped out of bounds, though, back at the 38-yard line, so it'll be 4th down.
Shy of a first down. Forced out of bounds by 29.
4th down and 2 coming up. Short 2 coming up. So Parker up at the line of scrimmage. Takes the snap, gives to Samuel, and he's going to be hit in the back, or make it Walker, and he's hit in the backfield. Robbie Hopper again. Hopper in the backfield with Zion Loader. Great job by the Spalding defense. Hopper and Lauder in the backfield, and they turn the ball over on downs. Those are reserves in the game for that Spalding defense against the number 1s for Gilman. So that's a encouraging sign for that group right now, as you can see them celebrating over there on the far side. And again, those kids work hard too in practice. You know, they know they're playing behind good players, but they know they're just one play away from playing more snaps, and doing a great job here with that defense, the backup defense on the field in that possession. CC, the quarterback, with Scruggs to his left. And it'll be a give to Gavin Scruggs. Scruggs, who just scored the touchdown, carrying tacklers with him as he gets a gain of 9. Scruggs running hard. Knocked down on the play. Evan Quintero for Gilman on the stop. CC back to throw. The lefty's going to throw out here to the near side. Has the completion. Gets a great block downfield. They're going to call a holding foul to bring that back. I think the problem is Isaac Patterson has the guy engaged and just drives him down to the field. And they're going to call him for a hold, basically saying he tackled him. In some ways, it's too good of a block, because he stayed engaged with him and drove him down to the field. The official will call a hold on the play. So that'll bring it back. Take the touchdown off the board. So on the holding penalty, ball spotted at the 31-yard line. We'll bring up second down. Coming up here for Spalding, second down and 5. Montecisi back to throw. Throws the exact same route. Inside, diving down to the 21-yard line for the first down. Pass complete to Miles Witherspoon.
Please, 19, Miles Witherspoon. First down, Cavaliers.
Tackled on the play by Ian Evans for Gilman. Scruggs navigating through the line. Gets tackled at the 19-yard line.
Number 14, Gavin Scruggs. Bringing it 3.
Stopped on the play by Bryce Wilson, number 52. Sophomore defensive lineman for Gilman. Brings up second down at 8. 5.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. 54-7 Spalding. Montecisi looking to throw to the corner of the end zone. Pass incomplete. Looking for the reserve tight end, Isaac Patterson.
Intended for Patterson, incomplete.
Again, 54-7. Kyle Schmidt giving his backups a chance to do some things here. One would say, why are you throwing in a situation like that? Well, if you had your first teamers out there and you were doing that in high school football, that's one thing. But these are the backups. As Bonacici's pass gets knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Second deflection tonight by the right defensive end, Yasir Supreme. So it'll bring up a 4th down and 8 yards to go here for Spalding. Bonacici screens it out to Scruggs. He'll turn it up the field. A good tackle by Ian Evans, and that'll turn it over on downs. With 4.5 to go here in this 4th quarter. Upcoming schedule. See McDonough here at Whittles Field on October 21st. Loyola Blakefield on October the 28th. I'll be back with you for that contest at 7 o'clock. And then Spalding heads to Mount St. Joe on November the 11th. Again, this is going to be 6 wins in a row now for Spalding since the Don Bosco loss at the start of the year. Team handled adversity in that contest, did an unbelievable job bouncing back from that, and they are on the verge of winning for the 6th consecutive time. Parker, the quarterback, ready to take the snap, brings a man in motion across the formation from left to right. He'll turn. Handoff on the right side. Good pursuit by the Spalding defense. Bottom of the pile there for Spalding. Mikel Oliver on the stop.
Tackled by number 78, Michael Oliver.
Gabriel Smith on the carry that time for Gilman. 3rd running back we've seen from the Greyhounds here tonight. Kyle Schmidt starting on that next 100. After winning his 100th game last time out, this will be win number 101. Their outstanding coach. Again, handoff on the left side this time. Stop made by Joe Murphy at linebacker for Spalding. There you see Kyle Schmidt. Won't be a finer guy, no doubt about that. He's done a fantastic job here at Spalding. Got a great staff and, more importantly, a supportive administration. If you don't have a supportive administration in private school athletics, you can't win. It's incredibly difficult to do, and Spalding has married those two things together here for their athletic program. Got a great leader on field, great leadership in the building. Parker looking to throw, looks for Amir Arnold. Incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down.
Number 4. Coverage on the play by number 29, Sean Johnson.
Of course, for so many years here, one of his assistants on the staff and a guy who's been active in the community, Demetrius Ballard, helped bring a lot of these kids in here to Spalding. He is now the head coach at the Severn School. They're having an outstanding season. Demetrius, Jason Clark, and that crew over there. Again, it's about the coaching and the kids. It's about relationships. It's about being in the community, being seen and being active. And all of these guys involved in this here have been fantastic. Igwebe down the left side made a nice catch on the punt. Brings it back to the 45-yard line with 1:10 to go. Maybe we'll have 2 more snaps likely here. Igwebe, just a freshman in this Spalding program. That's a young man that's going to have a great future here, wearing number 13 for the Cavaliers. But as we said, we told you at the beginning of the game tonight, you had youngsters from the Brooklyn Park youth football program. We've seen some kids from Cape in the building tonight. They come out and they see this. They want to be a part of this. Nothing recruits better than quality football. Spalding certainly playing that here. Bonacisi just going to take a snap and put it down. In fact, I think the umpire is just going to hold the ball. They're not going to run a play. No need to run a play here as the final seconds will wind down here tonight. Malik Washington with 6 touchdown passes and a rushing score Hakeem Sims, Gavin Scruggs with rushing scores. Big night receiving for R.J. Newton, Max Moss, Jamison Kaufman, and the Spalding offense as they do the job here tonight as they knock off Gilman by a final count of 54-7. For Paul Garza and all of our cast and crew, I'm Pete Medhurst. Once again, your final score, Archbishop Spalding 54 and Gilman 7. Good night from Whittles Field in Millersville.
We thank you for being here tonight at Whittles Field and ask that you please drive home safely.